HBO decided to put out a documentary about the late Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Now, this documentary isn't celebrating his life, showing things about Michael Jackson maybe his fans did not know. No, this documentary, Leaving Neverland, is one of the most evil, lying, treacherous things that HBO could put out about Michael Jackson. Now, they bring out some boys who were discredited, no proof of anything back when Michael Jackson was alive. Now they're saying that repeatedly they were molested by Michael Jackson after the man is dead and gone and the man cannot defend himself. See, even when a black man is dead, they're trying to smear you and ruin your legacy. Now, people that was alive during that time period or grew up with Michael Jackson like I did, I remember when all these accusations was coming out about Michael Jackson. I remember when the FBI was investigating Michael Jackson, or he had his court cases. I remember all of that. Now, Michael Jackson may not be here to defend himself, but there was some footage that I found. We even posted it to our Twitter page as well. Well, Michael Jackson is going to tell you exactly when all the negativity and accusations about him came out. But I want you to listen to this 2-minute clip from Michael Jackson.
Record sales. I broke Elvis's records. I broke Beatles' records. The minute it became the all-time best-selling albums in history in the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me. This was all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. I know my race. I just look in the mirror. I know I'm black. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, you know, to you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to break dancing. All these are forms of black dancing. These things are very important, but if you go to the bookstore down the corner, you won't see one black person on the cover. You'll see Elvis Presley. You'll see the Rolling Stones. But where are the real pioneers who started it? Otis Blackwell was a prolific, phenomenal writer. He wrote some of the greatest Elvis Presley songs ever. And this was a black man.
So you heard it from Michael himself. When he outsold Elvis, he outsold the Beatles. When he made the Guinness Book of World Records, then they start saying that he was a freak and he's a homosexual and that he's a child molester. And that sounds about right. And did you hear Michael? He said he looked in the mirror, he see a black man, he's black. He had no problem telling people he was black. Michael was definitely within his blackness. I know Michael had his own issues. Who don't have their own issues? But Michael loves to be a black man. I remember when they had even asked Michael Jackson that who would you like to play you in a movie if somebody portrayed you? Would it be somebody black or white? He said black. He said, I'm black. Like, Michael had no problem saying that. Well, Michael Jackson was not only a great entertainer, but Michael Jackson was a smart businessman. They were so pissed off when he bought the Beatles catalog. They hated that. You know, no artist is supposed to be that smart to get the Beatles catalog. He had owned half of Sony's publishing. So anything that Sony was doing while he was alive, Michael was getting checks. Michael didn't have to come out with no more records if he didn't want to. I mean, Michael owned a lot of things. He didn't go blow his money. And the thing is, they hate when a black man outsmart them in their own game. Can't stand that. And they killed Michael Jackson. Come on. Conrad Murray, look at the amount of time that he did for that with Michael Jackson. Just pay attention to it. You know, a black man barely has some weed in his pocket and get more time than that. So it's all connected. And you seen the moment that Michael died, all this stuff started happening with his estate. Same thing with Prince. You know, Prince got all his masters back, and all of a sudden Prince died mysteriously. Oh, they gave Prince the wrong medication. Same thing, how they killed both of them, Prince and Michael Jackson. But this situation with Michael is just completely sick. And HBO, like I say, you're wrong for that, because you have no evidence of anything other than their words. See, we're in this Me Too era, and that you can come out and just say something about somebody and automatically it's supposed to be believed with no evidence at all. And since the game is, well, let's go ahead on and try to destroy the black man, well, this is what we're going to do, because we're not going to talk about the white men. We're going to try to destroy the legacy of the black man. Yeah, we got Cosby. You're dealing with R. Kelly right now with his situation. Now let's get dead Michael Jackson. Let's try to mess him up. The thing is, you can't mess up Michael Jackson because his fans are worldwide. His fans go from every age group, every racial demographic, you name it. People love Michael Jackson. And there's always these white supremacists that's in whatever industry they're in. They always try to break the black man. Now, did you hear what Michael said in that video? All the music that Elvis had, a black man wrote it, and he died penniless. Elvis sat there and copied all the moves of black people. He sat there and studied them. And then he said, oh, he's the king of rock and roll. Yeah, he copied black people. He didn't have an original thought in his head. It's been like that ever since this country has been in existence. They can't do nothing without black people. Nothing. Nothing at all. They got to copy and steal it and do whatever else. And then when a black person does something good, you want to harm them, take it from them, ruin their name, even when they're dead. Who's next? Tupac? But the one that I'm more upset about than out of all this with HBO, because see, that's to be expected with them. We all know how they are, this system. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey knew Michael Jackson. Interviewed with this man many, many times. And not once has she ever come out, even during the trial, even during all the accusations, Oprah not once came out and said, yeah, Michael, you know, some things I saw that was strange. She never said that. She never talked bad about Michael Jackson when he was alive. She never done it. Now she talking about she believed the accusers. Oprah was in journalism. Oprah knew about the FBI investigation when they raided Michael Jackson's house and they didn't find no evidence against Michael Jackson at all. No child pornography pictures, no nothing. You raided his whole house and didn't find anything. The court case, he beat that court case. I remember the court case of Michael and his family and all of them was walking up, you know, how the first day of court, how they all came in white. I remember all that. You know, when the Michael Jackson case is going on. And Oprah never said a word bad about Michael Jackson. Oprah, let me tell you something. And the reason why people are attacking you, Oprah, you are the most despicable human being. You know why you're so despicable and what angers me? You are a billionaire. You don't have to do the things that you're doing. One thing, what I can't stand, you know, and it burns me up when I hear this. How is it you're a black person? Get all this money and you still acting worse than someone that could not have a dime. You still bowing your head. You still acting like some sort of plantation mammy. Yes, I said that, 'cause that's exactly how you act. Like a plantation mammy. You got all this money and then you still bowing down to these people. If anything, with all the money you have, you should be having your shoulders squared back and telling these people exactly who they are and what they can do with themselves. And you should have told them, well, how am I going to participate in something when I knew Michael? I interviewed Michael. I've been to Michael's house. I can call Mike on the phone at any time. But it's the same woman that want to put up a tweet called "Shout Your Abortion." Notice other races of women aren't putting that up. They're celebrities shouting their abortions, but leave it up to a woman like that to advocate the genocide of black children. She never had kids, so what you talking about shouting an abortion for? You're not talking about the risk of that, where breast cancer increased 50% risk. You never tell them that they possibly could be sterile after that. They possibly could die from that. You don't tell them none of the risk, but you want to talk about shout your abortion like you driving down the street to the grocery store. It's just one of the things that you do. Oprah and that Gayle King, both of them. We have no loyalty at all in our community. That's why sometimes it just sickens me sometimes. It's like, why it has to be us? Why? I don't see other groups of people doing that crap as the norm. I'm not saying you got one off that's doing it, but that's the norm. You always selling out your people. And for what? Like, what did you gain by doing this to Michael, Oprah? What did you gain? What did you gain? You have money, so what do you need by doing this? What do you need? Because they investigated those same people that you're talking about back then when he was alive, the FBI. And the FBI didn't find any credible evidence of anything. So you're going to believe what they say after they've been possibly paid or whatever else is going on with this situation. Because this is a coordinated hit, just like the same thing with Cosby and all the things that they're doing is a coordinated hit. And then these people come here, I can't believe you mentioned Cosby. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell all of you something. I know what happened in that trial with Cosby. I know the evidence of it, and it was a straight kangaroo court. But see, people don't look into the evidence or anything. They don't read, a lot of times don't read much or nothing. Cosby should not be in jail. What happened with his situation? He shouldn't. But in the system of racism, white supremacy, this is what they do. But no one in their right mind is going to support what they're doing to Michael Jackson. This brother's a legend. He will always be a legend. And these people, whoever they are, is doing this mess. And that Wade Robeson guy, I remember him like being some choreographer and he had shows and everything else. Well, obviously, you know, Michael Jackson helped open up some opportunities for him to do good for himself. He was always on MTV at one point in time. I remember he had like his own show on MTV. I guess Michael couldn't have been that bad. But you know, when they're all on team white supremacy. So when it's time to try to destroy a black man, even when you're dead, that's what they try to do. And Michael, you know, he was definitely waking up for years. He was calling out Tommy Mottola, talking about how racist he was. And then that's, you know, that was Mariah Carey's ex-husband. That's who she married. Well, that figures. And my thing is this. Oprah Winfrey, you're despicable. You're extremely despicable. No one should support anything that you're doing. Everyone that's sending you hateful messages have every right to send you hateful messages because you're wrong. You're wrong. You never, not once questioned anything about Michael when he was alive. But all of a sudden you're doing it now. Let's say, Oprah, you sick. Like I said, you are one of them gatekeepers. But you know, well, what am I saying? You were Harvey Weinstein's friend. You was all buddied up with him. They got pictures of you with Harvey Weinstein and you buddied up with Trump too. So, I mean, you that type of black person, and I get it now. You that kind of black person that would cut any black person's throat to get to where you want to be at. You don't care about black people at all. All you care about is yourself and your particular interest. I'm so glad you didn't reproduce, because you don't need to produce, you know, that nasty spirit on some precious child. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story with Michael Jackson. No one needs to even pay attention to that documentary. I'm not watching that crap because I grew up enough to know everything about Michael Jackson, and everything they're stating with this is complete lies. The family standing against it, and I think the families want to take legal action against this.